tried all of these wipes so you don't have to. I was on the hunt to replace my Kirkland brand wipes, and I purchased a number of different brands that you guys all recommended. I have put them head to head against the same criteria, and now I'm ready to share out who won my baby wipe comparison. I'll go through each one, starting off with the worst baby wipe and ending with my winner. But of course, this is all my opinion, so if you disagree, my comments are open. Starting off with water wipes. Water wipes were by far the worst. Really, the only thing that they have going for them is their clean ingredient deck. Everything else kind of sucks. Their packaging, as you know, they're the only ones that really don't have a resealable feature. They are tiny. The sheet size are tiny, and you can see how thin and easily they rip, and they're expensive at about 5 cents per sheet. So if you really care about the ingredient deck, sure, but everything else really is lackluster. So you may want to consider some of these other options as we go through. Next up is the Mama Bear brand. Now this was a fan favorite in my comments. I believe this is an Amazon specific brand, but to be honest, it kind of fell short for me. What they do have going for them is the price. They are very competitive as far as price goes. They are also easy to pull out, I think. Yep, easy to pull out, I guess. And they have a pretty good texture. Now, where I think they fall flat, it does have a resealable feature, but it's kind of flimsy in my opinion. The size of the sheet is also relatively small, and they tear very easily. So that made it the second worst in my opinion. Next up is the Kirkland brand wipes. Yep, these were my OG ride or die wipes. I love them, and for a number of reasons. Obviously, the downfall of this is the ingredients here, but they are one of the bigger wipes as far as size. They are very durable. They are the most cost effective at 2 cents per sheet. The only other criticism is that sometimes it's hard to get just one out of the packaging, and that can be annoying. Next up is the Huggies Natural Care. Now we use these at the beginning of our baby journey. There are some pros and of course some cons. The pros are that it actually does have a really good ingredient UCA score. They're also very cost effective at 3 cents per sheet. It has the reclosable feature, but again, the packaging is a little flimsy. Where these go wrong for me, I don't think these come out of the packaging very easily. They're also very, very, very flimsy. I know people love these, and these are a very common brand, but to be honest, this is kind of middle of the road for me. Next up is Hello Bello. This is another fan favorite in my comments, and one that I had not tried before. It is very cost effective at about 3 cents per sheet. It has the reclosable feature. It has a really good texture and durability to the sheet, and it scored really well on the Yuka app. The only thing that I really don't like about this sheet is it's small in comparison to the other one. For reference, this is what the size of the Hello Bello sheet looks like in comparison to the Kirkland brand wipe. If it wasn't for the size, to be honest, this might be my winner. On to our final two, which are the Honest brand and the Mom Cozy brand. If I stack these head to head, there's a lot of similarities and a lot of differences. They both have the great resealable packaging, very sturdy, love both of them. Both pretty easy to get out of the packaging, maybe a little bit of an edge to the Mom Cozy. Size-wise, they're both extra large, love that. The texture of the sheets are actually eerily similar, maybe a little bit more of a groove on the Honest brand. And they're both extremely, extremely durable. I love that for both of them. The Honest brand are 6 cents per sheet, and the Mom Cozy are about 4 cents per sheet, so clearly this is a higher price point. Now the big question mark for me is how safe the ingredients are. No doubt the Honest brand are top notch. They scored 100% on the Yuka app. As I looked at the Mom Cozy one, unfortunately, they had a really low score, 45 out of 100, which was interesting because the ingredient panel didn't match what is on here. So my only thought is maybe they've reformulated since then. So I'm gonna put a question mark on that. I'm actually gonna throw Hello Bello back into the mix. Honestly, there's pros and cons for each of these. This is your sure bet when it comes to the safety, but you're going to pay for it. These both have the larger size sheets. This one's smaller, but this one is more than half the price of this. So maybe something to consider there. This one would be the clear winner for me if I knew for sure that the ingredients were safe. And I'm not sure how much I can trust the Yuka app. Let me know if you agree with my assessment today. I am also gonna do a second round of brands, including Pampers Aqua Pure, Millie Moon, Up and Up, and the Freestyle brand. So stay tuned for that.